Hello and welcome to April. I am still sick and it's the 8th. Admittedly, I did say on the last vlog that I was gonna tell you more about the lightning challenges and I was gonna record on the 1st of April because we had one on the 1st of April. I didn't because I was dying. So yeah, but on the 1st of April the lightning challenge that we had was April Fool's Day, and the challenge is we have until the end of the month to read an enemies to lovers. No, not an enemies to lovers, a fake dating book. And that's the challenge. I'm not sure what I'm going to read yet, but I'll find out probably soon. And today there's also a lightning challenge. Is a total solar eclipse challenge where we need to post a book that, like a book cover, that is either mostly yellow, mostly black, or has a sun on it, or you can combine it depending, whatever you want to do. And I haven't done that challenge yet, but I am gonna do it today as well, and it's worth 1 point. Oh, the other one was worth 2, forgot to say. I have, since the beginning of the month, finished The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I did like it a lot, but not as much as Daisy Johnson the 6. I gave it 4.5 stars. I don't know what it was. I cannot exactly pinpoint why it wasn't 5 stars, but it wasn't. I think I didn't find the ending that surprising, maybe. I'm not sure. But yes, it is a new month, and one of the things that I've been really enjoying is just reading on my windowsill. And usually I pick books that I'm not annotating or not doing anything like that. So I went and looked on my physical TBR for a book that I could read that was like that. And I think I'm gonna be reading Landline by Rainbow Rowell. I've had this for years, never touched it. Also, floppy, which is a rarity in the UK. So I am excited to see. I don't think I'm gonna be starting it today though, because I need to schedule posts on Instagram. I haven't posted since the 1st of April. It is the 8th. Usually I schedule them, but I've been so ill, I haven't done anything. So that's what I'm gonna focus now. It's also almost 7 p.m., believe it or not. It is so bright. The time, like the clock, has gone forward or backwards. I don't actually know. I think forwards. So the time is changed for British summertime. And it's just, I mean, you can tell clearly. Because before it would be nighttime by like 4 p.m. And now it's almost 7. And it will be light until almost 8. So my worry is last year the summer was not that horrible in terms of heat. We had a horrible week in September, and we had a very bad day in June, and I think the beginning of June was also really bad before I was here, but that was about it. But last year it was still snowing in March, and like heavily snowing, and this year it has not snowed at all. So I'm a little concerned, a little bit concerned, not gonna lie, because I'm gonna be here the whole summer, pretty much. I'm just going to Portugal for like 10 days in July, and that's about it. So yeah, I'm a little concerned about it. Also, it's April, and 2 days ago it was 20 degrees in April, which is not typical. Let's just say, usually British summers are 20 degrees, so you can see why I might be concerned. Anyways, let's move on from the weather talk like a typical British person. Today I went to Waterstones. I also went to a few other places. I stopped by the Portuguese store just to get some little goods for me to make, like some rice. And some stuff like that, because my teeth really hurt from this cold. That's like what I'm dealing with right now. My teeth are killing me, so I need soft foods that I can make that won't take too much chewing, you know. So that's that's what I was aiming for. I also went grocery shopping for that, got some like salmon, some mashed potatoes, that type of thing, which I am hoping will be good. But I did go 2 Waterstones. I went with Paula. I didn't film much, to be honest. I did film a very funny clip of Paula giving Nina a little like purple dragon. So I will insert that now.
Little Timmy. Don't sneak on. Oh wait, look at my. I see. Yeah, well done. Close your eyes. I'm not looking. I swear to God.
She's trying to check if your eyes are closed. Okay.
Open up. Oh my God! I love it. It's a purple dragon.
It's so funny.
I love it. It felt disgusting when you placed it on my hand. I love it. So cute. And you can fidget. Look at Loving.
I think you'd like to know I've named that dragon Larry, and it is now to me Larry. So I don't think Nina's gonna call it Larry, but it is the name I shall be calling the little dragon. I think you're gonna be surprised to know though, I didn't buy a single thing at Waterstones. I was going in with the purpose of buying a Korean learning, like language learning book, but they are so expensive, so I didn't get any. And I didn't get anything, and I was very well behaved, and Paula only got that dragon, and that was it. However, last month, I don't think I showed it on the vlog, so I'm gonna show it now. I did get a book. I didn't get like, don't expect a big, huge haul or anything. I got literally just one book, and I don't think it's gonna be too surprising. Maybe it will be surprising on YouTube, but for the people who see my Instagram posts, it won't be that surprising. Let me grab it. Here it is. More Than a Best Friend by Emma R. Alban. And look, it's also floppy, which never happens in the UK. It's so rare. I hate that the books here are so stiff, but it really is the norm. But it seems like the ties might be changing a little bit. I'm excited to read this. I'm going to be reading this up until July when I go back home to Portugal. And I'll be taking this with me because I'm going to be reading and annotating it. And then in July, Claudia and I are going to book swap. And we'll read the other book up until December and annotate it. And then in December, when I hopefully go home for Christmas, we will do some sort of content about it. I'm not sure if we'll do a video or if we'll do a stream. We are still thinking about it. You're gonna have to wait and see whatever we decide to do about it, but I am very excited. The other book that we're gonna be reading is, I think it's called Girl Serpent Torn, something like that. I'll put the picture on the screen so you can see which one it is. That's the one that Claudia will be reading up until July, and then we'll swap. We'll do swapsies, and I think it'll be very fun. I love reading books that have been annotated by someone. It makes the whole experience so much more magical because it's like you're reading 2 different stories at the same time. You're reading the actual story and then the person's thoughts on it, and it's very nice. I love it. So yes, that is the plan for this book, and I got that last month. This month I'll also be reading Girl Goddess Queen by B.F. Fitzgerald. I cannot explain to you how excited I am to read this book. I've been wanting to read this since I got it last year in October, and we're finally going to be reading it for Fairies, so expect a vlog sometime soon. Not sure when. It'll be out at some point. My videos are all very behind, as you could probably tell from whenever this video went up. I'm sure it didn't go up in like May, which was when it was supposed to go up, but I'm sure it doesn't go up on my... Yeah, I'm very, very excited to read this for Furies. I think this will be very good. This might be a little biased. I think I'm gonna give this 5 stars, which never happened in Furies. But to be fair, this is the type of fantasy that I like, because it's Greek mythology. I didn't want to count it for Furies, because it's something that I know I like. However, my cousin insisted, So I think this will be probably the first and the last Greek mythology fantasy book that I'm gonna include on Furies, just as a little treat for myself. Yeah, the other ones will probably be more general fantasy, the type of fantasy that I don't like. Because that's the whole point of Furies, isn't it? Hello! It is Sunday, and my housemates and I are gonna go to a park close-ish to our house to just hang out in the sun and do all those things. So let's get ready to go to the park. I've put on this hoodie. I'm gonna put on these pants and some just normal white trainers, and that's the vibe. Just got back home from our little trip outside, and that was very nice. I ended up not filming much because we had our landlord's kid with us, and I just do not want to put her in the internet, as you know, it's not really the best thing to do, and also would have to get the permission from the mother, and it's just not something I want to do personally. So I didn't film much because I didn't want to risk accidentally filming her, and also she was just, most of the time she was with us, so it was very difficult to just film and not include her. So the only clip that you got was that clip you just saw, but that's, I think, still very nice. It was really lovely. We just sat in this little picnic with little, what's it called? You've seen it on my channel before. This little picnic blanket. We just sat on it for a while and we played games and just had some nice time on the sun. It was really nice, really lovely. And now I have less than an hour before I have a meeting. I'm gonna have a meeting with some people for a secret project that I'm working on that I cannot talk on YouTube right now because it will be a long time before it's actually released. So I don't want to be teasing you about it. This is a horrible angle. Let me change it. That's a bit better. Yeah, I just don't want to be teasing you about something that won't happen for maybe a year. Like, that won't come out in at least a year. So I'm not going to be talking about it. Just know that we are going to have a meeting for it. And when it gets closer to the time, or when it's released, I will let you know what it is. But I'm very excited about it, and I think the people working on it are also very excited about it, so I think it'll be very good. I did take my book with me. This is a book that I've been reading. I just randomly picked it up on Tuesday of this week, and I've just been sitting reading. I'm almost at the end. I only have this much left, and I am loving it. Really, really loving it. I thought it was just gonna be like this romance, straight adult. Wait, what? I said that in the weirdest order. Straight adult romance book. However, it is that, but it's very, very different. When you meet the characters, they are already married, they already have children, and they are just going through like this rough patch in their relationship. And the thing that I wasn't expecting, but it is on the blurb. I just very rarely read blurbs. And I bought this book years ago, so I didn't remember anymore. But basically what happens is the guy takes their children for Christmas at his parents' house, which is in a different state in America. And the woman stays back in California to do some work over that week. And when she goes home to her mother's house, she takes out this old landline phone that she used to have, and she used to use when she was younger and younger. And she calls her husband through that phone, and accidentally, she doesn't know how this happens, still don't know how it happened. She, instead of calling him in the present time, she calls him all the way back to 1998, when they were still just dating. So like 10 years or something ago, because this takes place in like 2013. So over 10 years, almost 20 years ago. And it's so interesting because then you see like their relationship in different angles, different times, quite literally. You see how they fell in love, you see how they came to be, you see what happened in 1998 during that week, what led characters to make some decisions, and I am loving it. I adore it. In fact, I'm pretty sure, I was discussing this with Claudia actually, there is this very famous fanfiction that I've never read, but I've heard a lot about it. I know it's a little problematic, so I think that's why I've stayed away from reading it, but it is a DNF fanfiction, and I think it's called Flowers from something something. Flowers from like 19 something. Where is the same premise. Is like one of the people from the relationship is calling the other person in the past. But they haven't actually met. They're not actually dating. It's not like they're calling to when they were dating and now they're married. Nothing like that. Like they don't even know each other, but they're calling in different times. And I'm pretty sure it might have taken inspiration from this book. That would make a lot of sense, because even though I haven't read that fanfiction, it is giving me strong vibes when I'm reading this book. So yeah, very cool. And I'll let you know when I finish what my thoughts are. So far, it is a 5 stars. And I don't think it's gonna change, to be honest, because there's only so little left. I'm just popping in to give a little update. I finished Landline, and I think I'm gonna give it 4.75, which is almost a 5, but it's not a 5. The only reason I'm not giving it an actual 5 stars is because I wanted more. Like, I wanted more of the ending. Like, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but like, I wish we had more scenes after the two main characters reunited, if that makes sense. Because we got a few scenes, but it was not too many, and I would like to have had like one more. That would have been perfect. But other than that, I loved it. I'm convinced that maybe I just really do enjoy Rainbow Rowell, because my favorite book is by her, as you know, Carry On. It's called Carry On. I'm not telling you to carry on. I didn't think I was gonna like this one as much, because it is just a straight romance, like adult romance, and I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I actually really did. I think the thing that I'm usually afraid of when reading adult romances is the spicy scenes. I'm not really into spicy scenes, but this one had none. So if you're not a spicy fan just like me, I highly recommend this one. It was just really cute and also really sad at the same time, and really fun as well. There are like some absurd scenes going on that will make you think like, what? But I really loved it. We're gonna log it onto Excel very soon, so we'll move the little piece and we'll do some things in a bit. But first, before we do that, I want to share I'm starting this book. In fact, I have started it. I have read the first paragraph and it's Waves by Virginia Woolf. I am reading this for the Buzzwords Challenge, which is hosted by Books and Lala, so Kayla from Books and Lala. And this month the theme is the title needs to have something to do with nature, hence the waves. I thought it was perfect, and I've wanted to read this for a long time. It's been sitting on my shelves for a long time, just like this one had. This one was sitting for longer, to be quite honest. So there you go. I'm gonna read this, and I'm also gonna start Girl Goddess Queen today. That is the plan, at least. Now let's move our little piece on the board. First I'm gonna update the Excel and then we'll move. Okay, I've updated the Excel, and I also noticed that I hadn't put the 7 Husbands on there yet. So we actually need to move 2 spaces on the board game. So let's do that right now. Ladies and gents, the beautiful, the only Minder board game. Alright, so here we are. And now we move 1 for Evelyn and 1 for Landline. There we go, perfect. I also haven't taken a help card this month, so that's what we're gonna do right now. Ooh, oh my gosh. This challenge sucks. This card lets you skip the challenge and still get the point. Lovely. Alright, we'll keep you right there. I keep forgetting that we have a lightning challenge that involves reading a book, and I keep forgetting about it, and I'm sure we're gonna get until the end of the month and I will have forgotten about it. So let's find a book to read for that. We need to read a book with a fake dating trope. I did give some options on my Instagram, like I did some, like a bit of a minder help, but I don't know if I like any of them. I probably do. I just need to look at them. I don't remember which ones I showed. Realistically, I should do the cheat sheet because I never did end up using that for any challenge, and it does involve fake dating and I've already started it, but at the same time the urge to DNF that book is so strong, so I don't know what to do when it comes to that. So we have To All the Boys I've Loved Before, which I've read. I'm not gonna reread. The Love Hypothesis, not really feeling it. The Honeymooners, also not feeling it. The Cheat Sheet, not feeling it. The Soulmate Equation, not feeling it. Happy Place, also not feeling it. Then we have the queer ones that I've included. So we have Boyfriend Material, we have She Drives Me Crazy, Any and Issues Guide to Fake Dating, which I really should read that one, and Fake Dates and Mooncakes, Written in the Stars, and The Feeling of Falling in Love, which I've read and loved. Realistically, from this list, I would most likely want to read She Drives Me Crazy because I'm in my sapphic era. I've been really enjoying sapphic books. In fact, I am reading my third Rachel Limpicott book. Rachel / Alison Derrick, because the first one I read was just Alison Derrick. The second one was the two of them, and now this third one I think is Rachel with someone else or just Rachel. I'm not completely sure, but I am reading the Lucky List on my Kobo. Let me show you how far along I am. I'm not super far along, but I've been trying to read it at night, which I have not been succeeding. I have just been reaching for fanfiction at night. I am reading pretty good fanfiction right now. I have read 134 pages out of 965 of the Lucky List, and that is 12% that I've read. And according to my Kobo, I have 12 hours. 5 hours to go, not 12. That's where I'm at. I'm really enjoying the whole sapphic romances, so that realistically would be a good one for me to read. But also, I should read Any and Issues Guide to Fake Dating because, well, first it's sapphic, and second, it's on my physical TBR. I've been trying to get through my physical TBR, which is not really, it's going, it's happening slowly but surely. And here it is. I've headed. Are you also floppy? It's been decided. I am reading this. All I needed to know was that it was floppy, because as you've just heard, this one was floppy, and I love floppy books. They are so much easier to read, so I guess I'll be reading this. I don't actually know what it is about, but I think I can, take a guess. Easygoing and popular, Henny can as it all until she comes out as bisexual and her friends don't believe her. An academic overachiever, Issue Day has a lot to prove, but her shot at head girl relies on being popular. Their solution? Pretend to be dating, even though they hardly know and definitely don't like each other. But as they get closer, things get messy. Can two Bengali girls find happily ever after, even when the odds are stacked against them? This is interesting, actually. I think this is a really good bet because one of my housemates is Bengali, and I don't know anything about that culture. So this would be a very, very good read. I think this is what I'll read. How many pages does it have? 341 pages. That is less than this had. This had 356. So that is not too bad. And I think it's dual. Yeah, it's dual POV. Dual POV. I love dual POV. So it's been decided. You are the chosen one. Hello. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. And I'm feeling still sick. But it's okay. I've been working on this new project. This new crochet project. I'm making carnations. Ta-da! This is the top part of the carnation, and now I need to buy green yarn to make the stem. You know, that's what's missing. I'm gonna make, I think, 5 to give to my housemates on the 25th of April, because on the 25th of April, in case you didn't know, it is Freedom Day in Portugal, and the way we celebrate it is we give out carnation flowers to everyone, because that's how we did our little Freedom Day back in whatever date it was, 70 plus years ago. I'll put a picture. The soldiers put carnations on their guns to say that they wouldn't fight. So I decided to make some to give to my housemates. I have actually I have 2 Portuguese housemates, and the others are not Portuguese, but I still thought that they would appreciate it because it's pretty cute and pretty thoughtful, I would say so, at least. So yeah, I'm getting ready to go to Hobbycraft because I need to get some green yarn. I don't have it. I also need to get some wire, or there's like this plant thing that you can put on it as well. So I'm gonna see what I can find. I know I can find the yarn. As for the wire and the other thing, I'm not so sure. So we need to get red yarn, because the only red yarn I have left is this much. And this is only the second one that I'm working on, and it's not even finished yet. It's almost finished, admittedly. I only need to finish this little bit of the row, and then it will be done. And a little bit more to like sew it so it looks like that. But I don't have any more, and we're gonna need to make 4 more, I think. So yes, we're gonna go and get red yarn, green yarn, and wire. I do have red yarn. Okay, I have one, and this is more orangey than it is red. Okay, so I have one, so I only have to get one, I think. I'll get 1 red yarn and 2 greens. I think that will be enough. I also, which brand is this? This is the Everyday Chunky. Let's not forget that. I think I'll take these. Guess who's back? I've returned. Let me show you what I got. So I got 2 of these green, like you saw, and I got the red, like we talked about. But then I saw that this brand here, Women's Institute yarn, was having a sale, and it was 3 for 2. So if you took 3 yarns, you would only pay for 2, which is pretty much a bargain. So I got this beautiful blue yarn as well. I got some double-sided tape as well, because like to do the stem, I think that will work better than hot glue, but I'll test it out. And I got this very thick, I don't know if you can tell how thick it is, but it's very thick wire. And because it is so thick, I was pretty sure I couldn't like cut it with my scissors, just my normal at-home scissors. So I got this, which is to cut the wire. I've been told that this works in cutting that wire, so we'll see. We'll see if it actually does. I hope it does, and I also hope I got enough wire for 7 flowers. I guess we will find out. Now I'm gonna go talk to my uncle because I need to do my online portfolio. So that's what I'm gonna go do. Hello. Claudia and I were on a little call earlier today, and she was telling me how she was craving sushi, which really made me crave some poke. So I caved in and I ordered some. I actually ordered from a new place. This is the new place. I never had any from here. It's called Moana Poke Bowls, and I ordered. It looks very confusing right now, but I think it's because it was in a car and there's like sauce and stuff in it. But once I take the lid off, I'll show you what that looks like. But I got some salmon poke, and I also got a peach bubble tea. Gonna eat and I'll let you know my review. Wow, this is so well served. Oh my god. You can see the salmon, there's some seafood sticks, there's some edamame, there's like this, which I don't really know, but it looks like fish eggs. I don't really know what it is. And there's like some other things. It's all covered in the sauce. But this looks so complex. And there's avocado on it and rice. This looks incredible. Those are all of the carnations that I'm gonna make. So I've made the top bit, which supposedly it's the bit that takes the longest. And now I need to do the stem and the little green part that goes on it. But I don't know how to make that yet, so I'm gonna learn now. And I'll show you once I've done my first one. Guys, you are not prepared for the cuteness overload. Are you seeing this? It's so cute. And for what? I still need to put the stem on it. That will be the next step. But now I know how to make these. This is my first one that I made. It's not even sewed or anything to the top bit. I just like plopped it in. So it will definitely need to be sewed on there somehow. But now I think I'm going to learn how to do the stem, so I just know how to do everything, because, not going to lie, I am getting such a bad headache from looking at screens the whole day. And I cannot do it anymore. I cannot look at any more screens. Every time I look at a screen, it feels like my head's going to explode. What I'm going to do is I'm going to learn how to do the stem, because that's the thing that's missing. And then I'm just going to not look at any more screens today. And I'm just going to focus on finishing these flowers. And yeah, that's the goal. I'll check in with you when I've done the stem. I might get away with like reading on my Kobo later tonight. At least I'm hoping that I can, because I am very, very close to finishing the lucky list. I think I have 37 minutes left. I finished the lucky list last night, and I'm giving it a 4 stars, I think. Or maybe 3.5. I'm not completely sure yet. But I must say, Allison and Rachel are the queens of a slow burn. Like, they only got together on the last chapter, on like the last page, and the other, like, She Gets the Girl, was the same. But I think I preferred it on She Gets the Girl. On this one, it felt anticlimactic, like the ending. Just because it was so fast and we didn't even get to see them be together for even a second. As like together as a couple. So yeah, I'm not too sure how I feel about it. Right, the lucky list is a story of Emily, who has lost her mother 3 years ago, and it starts at like she's back in this bingo place that she used to go with her mother. So it's very nostalgic and very painful because she hasn't been there for 3 years. And the story starts with her going there with her dad, and she meets her old friend that she hasn't seen in years and years, called Blake. And Blake is coming back to live in their town again with her dad. They had been in Hawaii for a long time, and now they're back. They quickly reformed the friendship that they had, and as Emily and her dad are preparing to move out of their house, Emily finds this bucket list that her mom had done when she was a teenager. And along with Blake, they decide to do the list as well. So yeah, that's the story. And like, I liked how it described grief from the child perspective, and what that meant for her, like losing her mother, because she was really close to her mother. So I really liked that aspect, and I liked the intrigue as well. It's just, I don't know, it felt, the romance was good, but then she was so, I don't know, there was some aspects of it that I won't talk about because it's spoilery, that just weren't my favorite. I feel like there was a lot of miscommunication, and I don't really like that trope. So yeah, so I think I'll give it maybe I'll give it 3.75 or something. However, this does mean that it's time to move the little guy on the board, and we're gonna have to take a challenge because it's gonna land on the extra challenge. So let's go and do that. Okay, ignore the carnations, ignore the pile of books. Let's simply move the little guy. Okay, let's take an extra challenge. What we have? Ooh, read a dystopian book that could happen in real life. We're gonna have to do some research for this challenge because I don't know what to read for it. I really cannot think of anything. I've been sitting here doing some research, and it seems that there's a few books that people mention them like a lot when it comes to dystopian books that could become a reality, which are Fahrenheit 451 and A Brave New World. Those two are mentioned so many times, but I don't want to read those. So, I don't really know which one I'm gonna read. I've taken a screenshot of a few choices, so I'll let you know what I decide and what those choices are because I don't remember the names right now. But I just wanted to say, when it comes to dystopian stories that could come to life, like could become a reality, I've watched this movie, and it is a book as well, called Ready Player One. And it takes place in, I think it's like 2040 something, 2045, something like that. So it's not super far, like it's like 20 years from now. And it's basically just this world where like the world is miserable, like it's pollution has made the world so dark and destroyed the world and all of those things, and like society has destroyed the planet. So people prefer to live in a virtual reality. They have like the Oculus, whatever it's called, and they are just living inside a game the whole time, for as long as they can, which I think is a very good take on a dystopia that could totally happen. Like, I could see that happening. I think that's already happening in a sense, because there's already people who are living in virtual reality. There's been quite a lot of technological development when it comes to virtual reality. I feel like there's the new Apple Oculus now. I don't know what it's called. I used to. I don't remember anymore. But you'll know what I'm talking about. And what is scary about this is that you can see your actual world when you're inside it. Because I saw this Ailey fan video where she read for 24 hours inside of those Oculus, whatever they're called. And she could see the world around her. It was just that she had a book right in front of her as well the whole time, and she could like flip the pages with their hands, like she could do motions and it would detect it. Oh my god, that's hard to say. So I don't think we are that far off from Ready Player One. I think we are getting closer and closer to that reality. Also, awesome movie. Great movie. I love that movie. I also had to watch that for my university degree. When we were learning about immersive storytelling, Ready Player One is like the peak of immersive storytelling. Virtual reality is immersive storytelling by itself. If you're playing a game in virtual reality, you are way more immersed than if you were playing it just on like an Xbox or a PlayStation. You know, you are still immersed when you're playing on a console, but if you are literally inside the game and it literally feels like you're inside the game, that is so much more immersive. That's what immersive storytelling is all about, you know? So, yeah, great movie. Definitely recommend it. Will not be reading the book though. I am not good with watching movies first and then reading the book. I cannot do it. Especially if they are good adaptations. I don't know if Ready Player One was a good adaptation, but I don't know. I've tried once with Maze Runner. I watched the movies multiple times, and then I tried to read the book, and it was so similar, and I was like, I might as well be watching the movie. I don't care anymore. I don't care. So Yeah, I'm not gonna be reading Ready Player One. I just remember one of my choices is a Stephen King book. That seemed very interesting. I do need to check whether it is considered horror, because if it is, then I won't be reading it. But I think so far, if that isn't horror, that is maybe my strongest contender. Just because I do want to start reading Stephen King, and that would be like killing two birds with one stone. That expression is so fucked up, I just realized. Okay, so my choices so far are 1. Necromancer by William Gibson, and it says, winner of 3 major sci-fi awards, the Nebula, Hugo, and Philip K. Dick Awards. This 1984 novel was ahead of its time, one of the most influential dystopian novels today. The story takes place in an underground Japanese city where a computer hacker is hired to complete the ultimate hack, not tack. Virtual reality, artificial intelligence, genetic engineering, big corporations overpowering nations, and serious body modifications all take place in this novel, many of which topics have continued to become an increasing reality since the novel's release, which is so true. The thing that I'm most scared when it comes to technological evolution is artificial reality. It is not artificial reality. Artificial intelligence, not real. Well, you know what? Same thing. Same thing. Similar. Artificial intelligence is so scary to me. Just the way it's been evolving in the last like 2-3 years is insane, and it is truly one of the most scary things, because the problem with artificial intelligence is that it is not going to be used for good things. Like when they created it, they created it with the intent of using it for good stuff, good things. And it was going to help so many people, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of technology starts that way. Because if we think about it, just think about drones. When they were created, they were just, haha, funny tool, amazing. You can record amazing videos. It's going to be so good for cinematography, and it's going to be fast, like, it's going to be amazing, blah, 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 all those things. But now drones are being used to drop bombs in countries. Like they are using drones in Palestine, and I'm sure in Ukraine as well, which is just not the purpose that they were created for. But humans are trash, as we know. Humans tend to be really revengeful and really violent, and they tend to take these new creations that we got and use them for bad, use them for evil. So that is what scares me about artificial intelligence. It is, one, taking away so many creative jobs. So many of my jobs are being taken away by AI. When it comes to artificial intelligence, especially the videos that now you can do, like you can start making videos with AI. There will always be people who will use that to hurt women. And that's what's so scary to me. Like there has been the thing with Taylor Swift. I don't know if anyone saw. I don't remember right now the intricacies of it. I don't remember if it was a pornographic video or pornographic images done with AI of Taylor Swift, like replicating her, and like putting that out there in websites. I don't know if like which one it was, but it was something like that, and obviously she did not like that, and she's like taking that to court and everything, as she should. But that's just one of the examples. There's been like so many things happening recently that are just disgusting. Yeah, that is one of my choices. It would be interesting to see what they thought this was going to look like in 1984. My second choice, the Stephen King book called The Running Man, which was technically written, it's by Stephen King, but it was written under an alias called Richard Bashman, something like that. So it says, this dystopian novel is about a future where reality TV mixes with game shows, creating a deadly game in which people risk their lives for a chance at winning $1 billion. It asks the ultimate question pertinent to today: what would you do for a chance at winning fame and fortune? This is already happening. That's what's crazy to me. This is already happening. We don't even need to think about like there's obviously like stuff like Big Brother and all those things, which by itself already comes from another dystopian book called 1984. Like Big Brother, literally that name comes from 1984, which is already crazy by itself that someone would make a program based on 1984, the novel. What are we doing as a society? My point on this is that you don't even need to look to those, because I don't really watch TV. I'm from the generation who doesn't watch TV anymore. We just watch from like streaming platforms and watch YouTube. So if you look at YouTube, which is where you are right now, so I'm guessing you would know about this. Mr. Beast, you don't need to go farther than that. Mr. Beast is already doing this. Didn't he do a recreation of Squid Games where you would have to go through all of these very dangerous games? Like, mind you, they would not die and they were all like risk assessed, and they would make sure that they wouldn't actually like hurt the contestants, but still it was pretty risky. And there's like at the end, one of the games was you were on these platforms, and if you didn't land on the right one, you would just fall to this, you'd fall down obviously to these the area was cushioned, so you wouldn't hurt, but it would still, I can imagine it would be a scary thing to do, like fall. And it is inspired on a very violent TV show, like Squid Games, very violent. And the purpose of this Mr. Beast video was the final one to make it would get a bunch of money. I don't remember if it was like $1 million or something, but it was a big amount of money. So this is already happening. So I think it would be interesting to read about it as well. And I think if it's not horror, this would be a good book to start reading Stephen King, because I do want to give the guy a chance. I feel like I will like his work. I cannot read horror. Okay, then I have The Age of Miracles by Karen Thompson Welker. And it's a coming of age story. And it says, a coming of age story set against the backdrop of a shift in the Earth's rotation, bringing about strange global changes. Karen Thompson Welker manages to write a speculative fiction that feels a little dreamy and whimsical, and her juxtaposition of the upheaval of adolescence with global apocalypse is masterful. So, there you go. I feel like this could be so interesting, and I don't know how possible it is for the Earth to start rotating in the other way. Like, I don't know realistically how possible that is to happen in our real world, but honestly, it would not surprise me. I think the first thing that we would have to do, well, besides all of the messed up things that would be happening in the planet, because God knows what that would do, I think the first priority that people would have would probably be changing their clock system. Because if you think about it, if it rotates the other way, I think, I could be wrong, I'm not a science person, used to be, not anymore, so I could be totally wrong about this, but if the Earth starts rotating the other way, that means that here in the UK, for example, when it is daytime, it would be nighttime instead. It would switch. So we would have to change our clocks. It sounds easy to read because it's coming of age, which leads me to believe that this is YA. So it would be more on my comfort zone. So that is one of my choices. And lastly, my final choice, of course, has something to do with social media. I literally went to university for it. It is called Followers by Megan Angelo. And it says, Arla and Floss will stop at nothing for online fame. But the price of oversharing is high, and not just for themselves. 35 years in the future, Marlo lives in front of the cameras as one of the government-chosen stars, meant to get people back online after a disaster. As she tries to flee, the events from decades prior bring the three women back together. This book will make you rethink both your sharing and your screen habits, and just where these habits are taking us as a society. So yeah, Followers, I mean, do I even need to explain why this is relevant? This is already happening. Like this, I think this bit. Marlo lives in front of the cameras as one of government's shows and stars, whatever. So she lives in front of cameras. This is already, well, it's a version of Big Brother, isn't it? And this is already happening. This is already happening on streaming platforms. There's this guy that I've talked about on my streams before. I don't know if I've talked about him on here, like on my actual videos, but there's this guy called Tubbo, and he's a streamer on Twitch. He's like a gamer type of person, but he also does a bunch of other different things. And every year in March, 1st of March, he does what it's called on Twitch a subathon, which basically means that on Twitch you can follow people for free and then you can subscribe to them, which you pay to not get any ads and stuff on the streams. That's what it means. And a subathon on Twitch means that every time someone subscribes to this streamer, it adds time on a timer. And that timer is how long you need to stay live for. Now, this sounds pretty crazy on itself, and it is. It is very crazy. Usually usually streamers cap it at like 48 hours, so they don't stay live more than 2 days, you know? However, the first person to go above and beyond is called Ludwig. You might have heard of him. He's on YouTube. He's pretty big in terms of YouTubers. And he capped his subathon at 1 month. 30 days. And he was live for 30 days. Because the thing is, if a streamer caps it, it doesn't mean that they will actually be live for that long. Because they'll be live for as long as the people want the streamer to be live. You know, they are the ones that are controlling the clock. They are the ones adding time to the clock. They are the ones subscribing. They are the ones adding time. But obviously when you hear someone say, oh yeah, I'm gonna cap it at a month, so the maximum I might be live for is a month, that is crazy. And you are gonna want to see that person be live for a month. It's just normal. You know, it's in our brains, in our Big Brother brains, we want to see that person live for a month. And that's what happened. He would sleep on the stream, he would eat on the stream, he would not go to the bathroom on stream, obviously, but he would do everything else on stream. And Tubbo, he started first year, capped it at 19 days, was live for 19 days. Second year, capped it at a month, was live for 27 days. It actually wasn't live for the whole time that he had set, but it was because people, like his followers, his subscribers, were distracted. They were all collectively watching a video with Tubbo, and no one noticed the timer go to 0. So that's what happened. Otherwise, I fully believe that he would have been like for the 30 days. And this year, the third year, he capped it at 90 days. 90. Do you hear that? 90 days. It has currently been 55 days, I want to say. Guess what? He's still live. Here, look. Live. Subathon. He calls it Subathon because his name is Tubbo. But you know, it's a subathon. Subathon day 55. You see? Oh gosh, he's sleeping. So I don't know if you'll be able to see much. Okay, now you can see him. You see? He's sleeping on the stream. And there's a timer. And there's an overlay there saying send chat, which I don't want to chat. You can hardly tell because that's on top of there. But he has 33 minutes on the clock right now. And you might think, oh, that means today's the last day. No, besties, it will not be. He had less than an hour, I think 3 days ago, like less than an hour on the clock. So today will not be the last day. There's no way, because subs, even if it's like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, they will always ensure that it doesn't go to 0 to try and keep the streamer there for as long as they can. This, to me, is like, it's bonkers, you know? This is already a dystopia in and of itself. And it's feeding into what George Orwell said in 1984 and everything else. And now I'm gonna shut up because I've been filming this clip for 20 minutes. I got the plant-based bride video on and I've been sewing these little things onto the flowers. Wait, where's the other one? There it is. So let's continue.
Looking all around at the people I see, everybody's living the dream. Starring in the show that we film on our phones, taking photos for pretend magazines. I don't want silver, don't want the bronze. I won't play party, I play the fines. Every time I see a shiny thing on a screen, I think, hey, maybe that could be me. Everybody's running, running after something golden, golden. We won't stop from living till we get that something golden.
Ta-da! All done. Now I need to do the stems. I finished the carnations and I'm gonna try and hold them up in a bouquet. Here are the carnations. Oh my god. Yep. Here we have them. And now I'm gonna straighten them again and I'm gonna put them in my bedroom ready for tomorrow. Good morning. It is like 8 something and I'm gonna go give the first carnation to my Portuguese housemate before she leaves for our internship. So let's go.
Oh meu Deus, que linda!
Yeah.
Oh, muito fofo. Como que tu fizeste isto?
Before you commented, yes, I'm wearing the same shirt. Leave me alone. It doesn't smell. And I'm gonna wear something different when I go out today, okay? Just ignore that. Not that that's out of the way. I gave 2 carnations. Carnations? Now I present you king. No, I gave 2 carnations to my other 2 housemates and they really liked it, which is really cool and really sweet. So I'm very happy. Now I just need to give 1 more to another housemate and then the ones to my friends. So, and that's all of them given away to their new homes, their new forever homes. But I thought I would update you on the Excel. So let's do that. So this is the status of the thing. I have 50 points currently, just updated it. Oh, I need to move my little piece, actually. So, oh, you know what that means? I've done a lap. So we can update this. I've done a lap, y'all. Oh my gosh, I did it. Oh my god. Okay, amazing. So there you go. Now I have 52. Amazing. Show-stopping, incredible. What I was looking at was this. And I was thinking we should do this. Because I haven't done any since January. So we really need to get on with these. So we have draw a number and read the corresponding book from your Goodreads TBR. So I'm not saying we're going to read that book this month because we are not going to have time. But at least we should draw the book and see what we get. So let's do that. So let's see. Where's my TBR? Okay, there we go. I just hope that it is a book that I have in the UK and not one that is in Portugal. Also, if it's one like I'm reading Waves, for example, and Girl Goddess Queen, if it's one of those, I'm not going to be able to use that because I'm using that for other challenges. So we'll have to draw again till we get a different number. So let's draw. We have how many? 76. 1 and 76. Okay, generate 3, 2, 1. Woo! 56. All right, let's see what that's the equivalent to. Oh no, how am I gonna count these? 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. What is that? It's To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. By Harper Lee. Okay, that is not terrible. Hello everyone. Good morning. Well, I already spoke to you today, but now I'm actually dressed and presentable, you know. Alright, so I'm going out with my friend Nina. We're gonna go out shopping because she's gonna go to Greece very soon. I think it's next week that she's going to Greece, and she wants to get new outfits and stuff, and she invited me to go. So I'm going with her, and then we're gonna go to a pub with Paula, Bia, and some other friends to celebrate just the 25th of April, and also just to see Bia because she's not here. She hasn't been here for a while. As you know, she's in London now. So yeah, that is the plan for today. This is the outfit. It's giving, I didn't know what to wear because it's cold outside, so I just put this colored shirt under just for a pop of color. You know, you can kind of almost see it on here as well, kind of, almost. And then I'm just wearing my brown corduroy pants. That looks like a different color on here. Oh, because it is different color on there. That's interesting. These are old. They were my mom's. And I think I'm gonna take my red Converse just for a pop of color with my color. And I'm not sure which jacket to take with this. I have two options. Honestly, I think the only one that makes sense is this one here. But is that like too weird? Is that like too much? I don't know. I'm gonna have to put it on and see if I like the look or not, I suppose. I hope this is warm enough like this. Oh. I hate it. No. Not taking this one. No thank you. This also looks odd. So, what do? I don't know. This one is the only one that makes the most sense. It looks weird. It does. Maybe it's this. Maybe this needs to be like in like that. Tots. I don't know. And all of a sudden, not too much anymore. Yay! Okay, we got an outfit. So I think I'll just take these instead. With this jacket. Bye!
Odd.
Okay, so here it is.
No! Oh, I love it.
So it's a carnation because today is the 25th of April and it's a special day in Portugal for us.
What is it?
It's Freedom Day for us,
Nice.
also known as the Carnation Revolution. Yeah.
Yes.
Happy 25th
Oh,
of April.
wow.
Thank you. That is the coolest thing ever. Let me take a picture of you.
Like this cute.
Let me take a picture.
Honestly.
It is the last day of April and I finished 2 books today. I finished Spinning by Tilly Walden, which is like an autobiography type of graphic novel, just talking about the author's experience with figure skating when she was young, because she figure skated for like 12 years or something like that. And I thought it was interesting, but also not my favorite that I've ever read, so I give it 3. I think I give it 3 stars. And I also read, what's it called? Something Over Clouds. Dripping Over Clouds, that's the one. Dripping Over Clouds by Lucy Burnett. I think that's how we pronounce her name. And she is Scottish. And I never read any book by a Scottish person, which also means that I got to read a book from a nationality you never read before. Little books on the 12 challenges, which was awesome. And it was a poetry collection just about like abstract stuff type of thing. I'm way too dumb to understand it, but it had some banger quotes, so I gave it 3.5 stars. But that does mean we need to move Mr. Delightful. Alright, let's move him. 1, 2, And we need to take a mystery card. Okay. Which one do we get? Today you can only read physical books. Okay then. I guess tomorrow the only books that I can read, because it's the only physical book that I'm actually reading, is this Girl Goddess Queen, which I wanted to finish this month, but I wasn't able to. That does mean I can't listen to audiobooks tomorrow. I know. And I can't read ebook at night. Because that's what I've been doing. Like, I've been advancing on my ebooks at night, but I'm not going to be able to do that. No! Oh, okay. Well, that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 1st of May, which means that this is officially the last clip of April. So if you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell. It will let you know when I go live or post a new video, and it helps me out a lot. And with that, I'm gonna be going. Bye.
Bye.